Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, I want to begin by making fun of Willie Cunningham. And I've been telling all of you about this for a long, long time. Willie says, I'm the great American, the common man, da-da-da. It's all a crock of crap. How many of you are sick and tired of Willie placating Mike DeWeeny, placating Joe TNT Deters, no matter what? Willie is a complete Republican establishment suck-up. The latest, he's encouraging everybody to get the vaccine. He spoke to a couple doctors and he said, get the vaccine. Well, guess what, Willie? I had dinner last Saturday night with 2 doctors in the tri-state who are willing to quit before they get the vaccine. I mean, it's unbelievable. Kenwood Country Club, Naples, Florida man, Willie Cunningham. He's a far cry from the voice of the common man. Do not listen to Willie and his sellout advice to get the vaccine. Of course, the Inquirer even gave him print for it. Unbelievable. Government pet projects. In this bill is circulating, and I'm not going to list them all. I mean, there's stuff in there for community yoga. You know the list. I don't want to regurgitate the list to you. But isn't it incredible what this country has gone through and is going through? And these congressmen loaded up with stupid pet projects, Democrats and Republicans alike. It is shameful, but they have no shame. These people are subhuman. Psaki, the president's White House press secretary, admits that they don't think it's a good idea for Joe Biden to take questions off the cuff. Joe the puppet. They don't want the president of the United States to take questions. Why? Drug carriers. Do you hear about this? Drug carriers have been found using an Arizona Air Force bombing range. That's how bad it is. Also, last night on Fox News, I saw a flyover where they were pointing out all the marijuana in California, all the drug cartels' marijuana plants. Right on our noses. Taliban. There are reports from none other than Senator McConnell that by year's end, the Taliban will take over Afghanistan. Just typical government crap. All that money, all that effort, all those lost lives, throw it away. Throw it away. National Day of Prayer that we had this week. We had a National Day of Prayer where Joe Biden didn't use the word God. Who was he praying to? Was he praying to Zeus? Was he praying to Hillary? Who the hell was he praying to? A prayer that doesn't even use the word God. I want George W. Bush just to shut the F up. He came out and said, well, the Republican Party can't win elections if they're going to be the party of just white people. Now he's come out and says, oh, the evangelicals are become a political tool. George Bush was a frat boy, drunk, asshole president. Not only that, he blew up the freaking Middle East. He was sleeping on a watch when everything went down in the real estate market and the economy collapsed. Mr. Frat Boy Dick Cheney running, 9/11, they were watching the terrorists when it happened. People give him credit for the response. No, he didn't. He just blew up the Middle East to get mad, and then he wants to comment. He's going to start commenting now. Why don't you go back to painting those ugly paintings you do, Mr. 43? God, that guy irritates the hell out of me. Been chumming up to the Obamas. You go ahead and go down the same path of Liz Cheney, Mr. 43. George Bush, the 3rd worst president in our history, right behind Barack Obama and Joe Biden. Marvel. There's now a black Captain America. Fine with that. And he's now saying, be prepared for more social justice coming from Marvel. I thought Marvel was about these stories that had heroes at the same time, those heroes had issues, so all of us can identify with them because even the heroes have issues that they got to deal with. No, it's going to be about social justice. Watch Marvel start tanking if they start churning out social justice movies. China, do you know China, the big phony China? China cranks out more greenhouse gas than all the other developed countries together. What's this climate accord in Paris doing about that? Not a damn thing. They're the ones with the issue, not the United States of America. China. Do you think China's going to stop using coal? No. Twitter sucks. That's my whole thing. Twitter is actually deleting accounts if you repost a Trump email. That's how bad Twitter is relative to Donald Trump. I just want Twitter to just collapse. Hopefully the days, it's like Napster, excuse me. They get going, all of a sudden something happens in the market and they collapse. Let's hope Twitter goes kaboom. Ron DeSantis, the great Florida governor, is giving $1,000 to police officers as a bonus. How you like that? Funding the police. 3 million dropouts since the lockdowns. They say there's 3 million students that have just disappeared off the face of the earth, so to speak, when it comes to education. And guess where those kids are mostly from? That's right, impoverished neighborhoods. Like they can afford to have their education go down the toilet. I love this story out of South Carolina. South Carolina State House has passed a bill allowing execution by gunfire, firing squad. Why not? All these issues about these drugs. You know what? If somebody is a murderous son of a gun and he freaking has got the death penalty, do we care how we end his life or her life? I don't. Do you? Firing squad works for me. Did you see this story? A first grade teacher was reading to her students about transgender. Can you imagine putting that in the minds of a freaking first grader? Only in our new woke culture. Summer camp rules, speaking of more woke culture, the summer camp rules that the CDC is recommending are the most pathetic things. The mask wearing, the distancing. Kids are going to go to summer camp this year and they need to worry about, they're not going to get COVID. And if they do get COVID, they don't die. Bob Evans is requesting beer and liquor license for like the tri-state restaurants. You know what? More power to them. Have some bacon and some beer. Why not? Kentucky State Police, they're under fire for some of their color coordinations. You can't make it up. The Kentucky State Police, they have to fix their wokeness. Melinda and Bill Gates. I said I usually don't comment about these stories, but I make an exception for them. And one of the exceptions I want to make, I got to comment on this story, is she left him earlier this year during the pandemic and went to the Bahamas. Apparently, all 3 kids are on her side. I'm sure he cheated on her. Anyway, bottom line is they went to an island, $138,000 a night. Do you have any sympathy or concern about Melinda Gates? That's the way these people live. I was telling Chuck Holbrook yesterday, though, I said, doesn't it make you feel good? I said, Chuck, would you trade your life for Bill Gates? He goes, no. I said, I wouldn't either. I'd rather have my life than Bill Gates' life. Little nerd. Let me see. Ford pickups. Can't make this up. My wife and I drove down. We bought a place on the river, and we were driving down to it this past weekend, and we saw thousands of Ford pickup trucks at the Kentucky Speedway. We're like, what the heck is this? Well, guess what? They're all trucks waiting for chips. And I'm putting the story up. It's unbelievable. I mean, you don't think that there's a crisis in this economy? It's coming home to roost, so to speak. We got a chip problem. Last but not least, the great lie. I want to call it the great lie. Not the election. Good old Joe Biden. Joe Biden campaigned as if he was a moderate, that he defeated the socialist wing of the party. And what has he done once elected? Adopted all of that. That ought to piss off every single voter, Joe Biden, that voted for him thinking they were getting something different. Look at the difference. Trump tried to keep every one of his campaign promises. Typical politician. Lie like a rug, get elected, do whatever the hell you want. That is the classic political gangster. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.